We got a dandy in the girls 1A ranks in this one. We're at the home of the Mount Baker Mountaineers. They are 14-1 on the year, 8-0 in conference play, and they are number 9 in the state of Washington. The Meridian Trojans, they're 11-4 overall, 6-2 in conference play, and this has largely been the same group for the last 3 or 4 years. They started out young, they have matured together, and they become a pretty impressive team. But Brian, we got to begin tonight with Mount Baker again. We are at their home gym here tonight. That record, 14-1, 8-0 in conference, number 9 in the state, and it starts with a couple of young ladies with the same last name.
Yeah, Stephanie and Jessica Soares, both over 6 foot. The older one, Jessica, is 6'4". Well, Stephanie sits at 6'6". They are a tough pair to defend against, and down low, they battle quite hard down there.
By the way, just in case you don't know the history, we'll give you the quick once-over for the Soares girls. Their mom is Susan Anderson, Mount Baker High School class of 1986. Was the best player in Whatcom County, one of the best in the state, and was an All-American before she went to the University of Texas. Played professionally in Europe. She married Rolando Soares. And dad is 6'8", mom is 6'2". And
that
that's how you
6'6" and 6'4".
That's how you get 6'6" and 6'4" daughters out there getting it done down low. Brian, you'll hear our interview in just a few minutes here with Coach Kim Preston of Mount Baker. I just came right out and asked Coach, how does it change when you have 6'6" and 6'4" in your lineup? She just got a big smile on her face and said it's about as different as it can be. Other teams have to schedule and plan around them.
Not only are they big down low, but they're also a very young team with just Jessica Soares as the lone senior on the team. So this is a team that's going to be around for a while. Number 9 in the state, as you mentioned earlier. They're sitting tied for first in the Northwest Conference with Linden Christian, while Meridian sits just behind them in third place. This should be a dandy.
Mount Baker and Linden Christian, by the way, will play each other Saturday afternoon. The Meridian Trojans and their coach, Mark Gilmore, they're led by Riley Zapian. Riley had to put up more of the scoring responsibility when she was younger, freshman and sophomore, able to diversify a little bit this year, getting some help from Kyrin Baklund and from Kiana Gray and the likes of that. So Riley's scoring numbers down a little bit, but Brian, the team is better. Interesting how that has a way of working out.
It tends to work out that way. Like you mentioned, they're starting to work as a team. They're really coming together, full of juniors. So this team can work as a team, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. Great ball movement on the outside, and we'll see how they deal with some height.
We are here in Deming tonight. The Mount Baker girls taking on the Meridian Trojans. We'll take a timeout, come back on the Pepsi Walton Beverage pregame show. Let's hear from both of the coaches. Mark Gilmore for Meridian, Kim Preston for Mount Baker, when we return in a moment on KGMI and KGMI.com. Folks, welcome back to the Pepsi Walton Beverage pregame show. It's Mark Skolton here. We're in Deming tonight. The Mount Baker girls taking on Meridian. Let's catch up with the coach of the Mountaineers, Kim Preston. Coach, the record sure looks good here this time of year. Tell us about the way your team's playing. Do you like most of what you're seeing?
Yeah, I do. You know, we've beat some pretty competitive teams, and we've been, close in games that we're prepared to be close in and getting experience in those situations. And the girls just have, found a way to win, and that's what's really important down the line. And looking forward to closing out the season really strong.
Coach, if we talk X's and O's, what is a strength of your team this year?
Definitely our defense. We hold every single team well below their average, and I think that is really what we're kind of, being known for. We're resting our laurels on that and giving 110% effort every night in that aspect, and then really just trying to let the offense come to us. Definitely preparing for other teams and trying to use our strengths to our advantage, but just also trying to let the girls just relax and play on offense and have fun.
Coach, you have a couple of Soareses on your roster this year at 6'4" and 6'6". How did it change your life when you added those two?
Well, it changed everything, as a coach for the players, and so it's taken some huge adjustments, but it's a great problem to have. So both girls are actually they're great basketball players, but even more so, they're people of great integrity. And so it's added a whole new level of character to our team. And I have no egos. I have no team issues. And I'm just really thankful that all the girls are getting along and playing for each other.
Coach, a little bit more about, we mentioned 6'4" and 6'6" on your roster now. What changed when you add a couple of trees like that into your rotation?
Well, we definitely have a presence inside. We don't have to worry about covering down and helping out in the post as much because we have girls that are really strong defenders in the post. Stephanie averages, I think, 4 or 5 blocks a game, so it's really, she's quite a presence in there, and she definitely makes people on offense scared to go in there, for sure.
And Coach, you're playing Meridian tonight. What have you been learning about the Trojans getting ready? What do they do, and what are you going to have to watch out for?
They're smart, they're fast, and they've played a lot of basketball together. And I think that is definitely a strength of theirs. You know, when you have a group of kids that know each other so well and have been around each other for so long, it almost is effortless for them sometimes. And when they get in games, you know, they look really good in film. So we're excited for the challenge, and we're looking forward to giving them a good run tonight.
Coach, nice to talk to you. Have a good one out there.
Thank you.
It's Coach Kim Preston of the Mount Baker Mountaineers. We are at her place tonight. They take on Meridian. We'll take a timeout, come back with more on the Pepsi Walton Beverage pregame show. Folks, that was our interview with Coach Kim Preston of the Mount Baker Mountaineers. Again, they are here at home. They take on the Meridian Trojans. We will take a timeout, come back with more in a moment right here on KGMI and KGMI.com. We continue on with the Pepsi Walton Beverage pregame show. It's Mark Gilmore here. The Meridian girls visiting Mount Baker tonight here in Deming. Let's catch up with the coach of the Trojans, Mark Gilmore. Mark, describe the season up to this point. What are your girls showing you, and how would you describe the level they're playing at right now?
I like the level we're playing at. The girls we got a lot of balance going on. We have great work ethic and practice. I think they've matured a lot, and I think they believe they can win games now.
Coach, it's been so fun to watch the development of Riley Zapien. She's been on the varsity since she was a freshman. She's a senior now. How has her game continued to develop?
You know, honestly, she's taken a little bit of different role this year. We have a lot of girls that can score from the perimeter, and she's just, adjusted, and she distributes the ball, plays defense, and she's a leader on every part of the game.
Coach, how would you describe your team's style? If you're out there and if your girls get a chance to dictate the tempo, what do you want them to do?
Well, we like to play fast. But it doesn't always benefit us, but we want to get up and down the floor. We can score points, but we sometimes have to settle down and keep people off the glass because offensive boards, second and third putbacks are going to kill us.
Coach, you kind of answered before I could ask. What are you working on right now? What would you like to see get better? Was that it right there?
That honestly is our concentration, is to keep teams off the offensive glass, and we can't turn the ball over, value possessions. And if we can do that, we have enough girls usually that we can score, and we're in pretty good shape.
Coach, you're going to get an eyeful of these Mount Baker Mountaineers tonight. Tell us about Mount Baker. What do you got to watch out for against them?
Well, it's an inside-out game. They have both, and if you concentrate on the outside girls, that they can shoot the ball, you open up the middle, and if you plug the middle, you give up the three. So, what you have to do is contest every shot. That's what we're going to try to do, and then keep them off the glass so we don't get a second one.
Coach, nice to see you. Thanks for the time.
You bet. Thank you.
We're here in Deming, the Mount Baker girls getting ready to take on Meridian. That's the coach of the Trojans, Mark Gilmore, joining us here on the Pepsi Walton Beverage pregame show. Folks, we'll take a time out. Come back with more in a moment on KGMI and KGMI.com. Folks, we're back here on the Pepsi Walton Beverage pregame show. It's Mark Gilmore here. Mount Baker girls getting ready to host the Meridian Trojans. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for this one tonight. First of all, for the homestanding Mountaineers and their coach, Kim Preston, it looks like this. One guard is Haley Malone, Haley the sophomore, at 5 feet 4 inches tall. The shooting guard is Danielle Tyler, the latest in a long line of Tylers to come through Mount Baker High School. Danielle the sophomore at 5'5". In the three guard set, the third is Kyrin Powell. Powell is a sophomore, listed at 5'11". The power forward is Mackenzie Yost, the junior, at 5'11". And the center down low, you're not hearing us wrong here, Stephanie Soares, that is a 6'6" junior. Again, getting it done down there in the low block. Her mom, Susan Anderson, one of the greatest Mount Baker Mountaineers of them all. For the Meridian Trojans coming to town tonight, it looks like this for Coach Mark Gilmore. One guard is Riley Zapien. Riley has been a starter from day one. She is a senior now, the 5'8" guard. Also in the starting lineup, Kyrin Baklund. Baklund is a 5'8" junior. In the three guard set, Elise Fitzgerald will also start for the Trojans, the junior, at 5'6". Down low, a couple starting forwards, Emily Stuth, a 5'9" senior, and also Kiana Gray. Gray is a senior also at 5'9". Mount Baker taking on Meridian. Mount Baker, number 9 in the state, a 14-1 record, 8-0 in conference. Meridian 11-4, 6-2. Brian, somebody's going to do themselves a big favor with a win here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that the Mount Baker Mountaineers have to really look out for is to look past this game. The Meridian Trojans are a tough team to take on, but they might be looking past them to look towards Linden Christian, a matchup for the number one. That's going to be a tough task for Mount Baker tonight.
That Mount Baker LC game coming up Saturday afternoon, that is going to be an absolute gem. Mount Baker taking on Meridian. Folks, we will take a timeout, come back, tip this baby off in a moment right here on KGMI and KGMI.com. High School, Mark Skolton along with Brian Vanderpaul. Sam Moppin, our in-studio producer, getting closer to tip-off for this one. We already let you know the starters. They're doing the same on the floor right now. Mount Baker in the road black. The Mount Baker Mountaineers in the home white jerseys, getting ready to tip this one off. And tip-off brought to you on KGMI by Northwest Propane. Locally owned and operated for over 3 generations. Personalized service is the cornerstone of their business at Northwest Propane. Tell you again, these Mount Baker girls ranked number 9 in the state, 14-1, 8-0 in conference. Meridian 11-4, 6-2. Not a heck of a lot of better 1A girls matchups in the state of Washington than this one here tonight. We've been telling you that Stephanie Soares for Mount Baker, the junior, is 6'6". I got to tell you, folks, as a member of the 6'6 club, I'll be honest with you, I think she's got me. She walked by earlier when I was over interviewing the coaches, and I think I had to look up just a little bit. She's every bit of that 6'6". Coach Kim Preston of Mount Baker, former player at Seaholm High School in Whatcom County. And let's get this one going. Kiana Gray has the unenviable task of jumping it up against 6'6 Stephanie Soares. Ball's in the air. Stephanie practically stays flat-footed, controls the tip, and here comes Mount Baker. They have the first possession of the night. Throw it high to Soares. She misses out, but she was getting face guarded that time. They'll call a Meridian foul just 5 seconds into the game. See who this one's going to be. The ref actually lost the player it was on, so they got to reconfirm.
That might be what we see all night for that. Get it down low to the 6'6 girl.
Yep, throw it high. They'll say that the reach-in foul. The coach is saying a wrong combination of color and number here, so see what he means. Black 30, Kiana Gray, that's better. Kiana Gray will get called for this one for Meridian. Just 5 seconds in. Mount Baker will throw it in right under their own hoop, throw it high. Soares gets it, return it now. Down on the baseline. In the hands of Danielle Tyler, kick it out near side. Haley Malone, Malone in the near corner. Circling out on top with the dribble, loses the handle, gets it back, cuts in, loses the ball. Meridian steals. Here come the Trojans on the run. It's Kyrin Baklund down to the other end. Kick it over left side, outlet stolen. Haley Malone rips it off for Mount Baker. Up the floor, that's Kylan Powell. Powell, 3-point range on the right side, loses the ball. Meridian gets it back. We've had 5 steals in the first 36 seconds of this game.
This could come down to a very physical game between these two.
Meridian the other way. Riley Zapian out on top. Guns it left side. Now Zapian gets it back on top. Kiana Gray in the paint. Kick it out. 3-point range left side. High archer is off the rim. No good. Letting fly that time. That was Kyrin Baklund. Mount Baker the rebound, and here they come. Mackenzie Yost will bring it across. Head of the key, Danielle Tyler. Angle it over right side. That's Kylan Powell out beyond the arc. Powell float it down low. Soares is right there to grab it. The big girl at 6'6". Did she travel? Nope, she double dribbled. Double dribble violation that time against Jessica Soares. Excuse me, Stephanie Soares. It's a walk and give it back to Meridian. And as they come the other direction, Meridian throws it away. Over the head of the intended receiver that time. Kyrin Baklund and out of bounds. Mount Baker will throw it in. Taryn Tutterow checking in for the Trojans. We better give a big hi to Taryn's grandpa and grandma, Gordy and Dorothy, listening in Bellingham. Yes, my longtime neighbors. Hi, guys. Hope you tuned in. Here come the Trojans. Beg your pardon, setting up defensively. Mount Baker the other way. Haley Malone drives in, misses the shot, but got fouled on her way in. Looks like Haley Malone will go to the line for Mount Baker. We're scoreless, 1:40 into this one.
Haley Malone had the ball at the high post. Saw an opening down the lane, just left it a little bit long.
Haley Malone to the line. First free throw is up, good. Point number 1 of the night. Haley Malone swish on that free throw. Next shot is up, good. Haley Malone gets the first 2 points of this night. Mount Baker out in front, 2-zip. Again, it's the Mountaineers, ranked number 9 in the state. Meridian dribbling over midcourt. That's Taryn Tutterow. Loses the handle on the ball. Gets knocked out of bounds. Meridian will keep it just off to our right. Riley Zapian on top. Back to Tutterow. Return it to Zapian. They'll play catch right side. Tutterow, three-pointer, not going to go. Taryn gets her own rebound. Stick back. Rejected by the long arm of the law. 6'6". Stephanie Soares swats it away. Hit the trailer, Danielle Tyler. Danielle thinks about a three. Won't do it. Down low it goes. Kylan Powell, baseline jumper. Swirls out. No good. Fight for the rebound. Tutterow has it for Meridian. Taryn on the run over midcourt. She'll get caught from behind. Looks like she gets reached in on and fouled by a Mountaineer. Yep, Haley Malone will get called for the hack. Meridian to throw it in. Kiana Gray down low. Corner on the near side. Elise Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, high floater over her. That's Baklund. Kyrin Baklund. Gun it over right side. High arcing three is going to be off the rim. No good. That's Baklund again. Meridian rebound. They'll take another look. Get it to Baklund out beyond the arc. Float it down low on the baseline. High arcing three off the rim. No good. That shot by Taryn Tutterow. Meridian clears the rebound again. They'll take another look. Give it to Zapian. She skipped it down low. One step to the rack and an easy layup for Kiana Gray of Meridian. Tied at 2. We played just about 3 minutes. The other Soares sister, Jessica, will check in at the next dead ball. Mount Baker the other way. Haley Malone right of the paint misses the shot. Meridian rebound. Here they come the other direction. Cutting in. Layup is no good. That's Taryn Tutterow. Mount Baker the rebound. Here they come down to the other end. Hit the trailer. Haley Malone. Haley drives baseline. Shot won't go. Rebound is grabbed and stuck back up and in. That is Danielle Soares. Stephanie Soares.
We'll get her one of these.
It's one of these names. Stephanie gets it to go. 4-2. Mount Baker out in front. Meridian the other way. Three-pointer, top of the circle, up and good. Elise Fitzgerald gets it to go. That was a beauty by Elise. 5-4. Meridian out in front. Just about halfway through the first quarter. High post, that's Stephanie Soares. Hit the cutter, Danielle Tyler misses the layup. Mount Baker rebound, stick back will not go. Shot attempt that time by Mackenzie Yost. Ball goes out of bounds. Yost looks like she touched it last, and they're going to give it to Meridian.
Jessica Soares in.
Nope, over on the far angle. Looks like they overruled it. Yep, Mount Baker ball. Haley Malone will throw it in under the Mountaineers hoop. Floated in. Stephanie Soares over here on the far side. Handling the dribble. Danielle Tyler, 2-foot jump stop in the paint. Kick it out. High arcing baseline jumper off the rim. No good by Mackenzie Yost. Stephanie Soares fighting for the rebound. Meridian bench just off to our left wants a tie-up. Ref says no. Looks like we're going to have a Meridian foul. We will, and it's going to be on Riley Zapian.
Yeah, Zapian got a lot of the ball there, but also picked up part of the arm.
Soares to the line. First free throw. Swish up and good. Stephanie Soares, her third point. Daughter of one of my all-time favorites, Susan Anderson. Year older than me, going through high school. Class of 86 at Mount Baker. Next free throw is off the rim. No good. Here comes Meridian the other way. Give it to Elise Fitzgerald. Trailing the play now. Kyrin Baklund, top of the key. Out on top, Zapian. Riley working the dribble. Tied at 5. We've played just over 4 minutes. Zapian on top. Floating down low. Entry pass. Too tall. Goes out of bounds. Intended for Emily Stuth of Meridian. Over her head and out. And Mount Baker has it back. Haley Malone walks it over midcourt. Skip it over left side now. Kyrin Baklund. Baklund alone for a three. She will let fly, and it's off the rim. No good. Beg your pardon, that's Danielle Tyler, excuse me. Tyler misses the shot, fight for the rebound. See which way we're going to go. Looks like we're coming the other way.
Tyler had a good look at that. She got a high screen from Stephanie Soares and just left it short.
Haley Malone will check out. Kylan Powell back in for the Mountaineers. Meridian ball, here they come. Those long arms of Stephanie Soares at midcourt, swatted out of bounds. Meridian will throw it in again at midcourt, just off to our right. Riley Zapian will do the honors for the Trojans. In it comes, that's Emily Stuth. High floating pass, over it goes, Kyrin Baklund. Zapian on top. Whip it over now for a three-pointer that's partially rejected. The shot put up that time by Baklund. Zapian ends up with the ball in her hands. Her three-pointer, top of the circle, is off the rim, no good. Zapian, the shooter, was the last to touch it, so Mount Baker will get it back with 2:57 to go in the first, tied 5-5. Here comes Mount Baker. Kylan Powell, top of the key. Give it down low. Jessica Soares drives baseline, loses the handle on the ball. Kick it out on top now. That's Kylan Powell. Baseline jumper, rimming short, no good. That was Mackenzie Yost, and it looks like we'll have a loose ball foul on the fight for the rebound. We will.
That's Jessica Soares picking it up.
When you're 6'6" and you go over the back, you can't hide from anybody.
She knew what she did, too. She came back running down the court, smiling.
First foul on 6'6" Jessica Soares.
Looks like Baker's going into a 2-2-1 full court press.
Tied at 5. Meridian ball. Here they come. Elise Fitzgerald off the inbound. Give it now. Kyrin Baklund will bring it across. We have Kyrin Baklund and Kylan Powell on opposite teams tonight. Kick it over left side. Zapian thinks about a three. Won't do it. Out on top. A three-pointer will be launched by Baklund. Off the rim. No good. Soares, the Mount Baker rebound. Outlet pass is tipped, and it's grabbed back by Meridian. Nice hustle, Elise Fitzgerald. Coach Gilmore for Meridian wants a timeout. We'll take a quick 30-second break with 2:10 left to go in the first quarter. Mount Baker and Meridian tied at 5, and we're coming right back on KGMI. Mount Baker ball after the timeout, and they throw it away. Kylan Powell throws it right to Elise Fitzgerald from Meridian. Here come the Trojans. Give it off right side. Kyrin Baklund fakes the three. This time she'll let fly. It's up and it's good. Kyrin Baklund hits the three-pointer for Meridian. 8-5, Trojans out in front on Mount Baker's home floor. Mountaineers the other way, driving past everyone and floating up a high right-hander is Danielle Tyler. Danielle's first bucket, 8-7. Meridian the other way. Nobody stops the driver that time, but Zapian isn't able to get the layup to go. Zapian ties up Stephanie Soares on the fight for the loose ball, and it looks like Riley Zapian will get called for the grab. Yep.
Yeah, Riley is a little frustrated, shaking her head. She thought she tied her up down there.
Minute 2 in the first quarter, 8-7 Meridian. Zapian with that second foul will take a seat on the bench. Jessica Soares will throw the inbounds feed to Danielle Tyler, and Danielle will jog with it over midcourt. Kick it off left side. Kylan Powell blows past everybody, switches to the right hand, and lays it up and in. Nice move. Kylan Powell getting her first bucket. Final minute, first quarter. 9-8, Mount Baker out in front. Trojans, top of the key. Ball in the hands of Elise Fitzgerald. Give it off now, Taryn Tutterow. Taryn out beyond the arc left side, thinks about a three, won't do it. Back it goes, that's Fitzgerald. 12-foot hopper, straight away up and good. Elise Fitzgerald gets it to go.
She's now up to 5 points.
10-9, Meridian out in front. Mount Baker the other way. Soares handling it long range. She'll hand it off now. That's Danielle Tyler. Tyler put the dribble on the ground. Left-hand layup, floats it up, no good. Soares the recovery. One dribble, the stick back will not go. Soares gets her own miss and is able to lay it up and in. Just a head taller than everybody else. And a nice rebound and stick back on the second try by Stephanie Soares. Folks, we are at the end of one here in Deming. It's the Mount Baker girls out in front of visiting Meridian, 11-10. We'll take a timeout. Come back in a moment right here on KGMI. As we begin the second quarter, Mount Baker enters it in down low to Mackenzie Yost, who gets fouled, and Mackenzie will go to the free throw line where she rims the first one short. Yost for Mount Baker, the junior, at 5'11". She'd be one of the tallest on most teams, but not on this land of the trees here at Mount Baker with 6'4" and 6'6" on the roster. Next free throw is up and good. Count that one for Mackenzie, her first point. The Soares are 6'4" and 6'6". 12-10, Mount Baker up by 2. Just underway, second quarter. Meridian ball. Over here on the near side, that's Taryn Tutterow with the handle. Down low it goes on the baseline for the hopper that is off the rim, no good. That was Elise Fitzgerald. Rebound taken by Yost. She drives baseline, pulls up and sticks about an 8-footer on the left side. Yost has 3 points, 14-10, Mount Baker by 4. Here comes Meridian. Out on top with the handle. It's Taryn Tutterow. Angle it over left side. Just into the game is Jolie Sitma for Meridian. Kick it out. Fitzgerald, three-pointer left side, off the rim, no good. Tippy-toe rebound for Jessica Soares of Mount Baker. Long lead pass looking down the floor. Let's see if this one got tipped out of bounds, was it? Yes, it was, so they'll give it back to Meridian. Taryn Tutterow will throw the inbounds here for the Trojans, or as longtime football coach Bob Ames calls them, the Meridian Trojans. Here they come. Fitzgerald, top of the key. Give it off to the cutter. That's Natalie Swanson just into the game for Meridian. Left side, Sitma. Jolie Sitma back to Fitzgerald. Her three-pointer, top of the key, banking off, too strong. Clearing the rebound is Natalie Swanson. Meridian will get another look. Hit the cutter, Tutterow. Switches left to right hand, loses the handle on the ball, and it's stolen by Mount Baker. Kylan Powell rips it off. Up the floor it comes. Haley Malone. Haley spin move at the free throw line. Give it to Soares on top. That was Stephanie. Lead pass over to Mackenzie Yost. Mackenzie almost comes careening into us here at Broadcast Central, just left of midcourt. Fight for the loose ball will lead to a traveling violation. Haley Malone for Mount Baker will get called for the walk. 6:05 to go in the first half. 14-10, Mount Baker. Meridian ball. Walking over midcourt. It's Natalie Swanson. Swanson give it off to the cutter. Kiana Gray cuts around a couple defenders and lays it up and in. Gray drives baseline. 14-12. Mount Baker the other way. Nobody slows down Danielle Tyler. Misses the layup from the right side. Ball is loose. Gets her own rebound. Tyler, three-pointer left wing is up. Nope, air ball. Too strong. Fight for the rebound. Jessica Soares gets a hand on it. Saves it right to sister Stephanie Soares. Stephanie, skip it on top. Danielle Tyler. That's Kim Preston, the coach for Mount Baker, off to our right yelling, pull it out. Nobody hears her. Now Danielle Tyler will take a couple steps backwards. Give it back to Tyler. Drives baseline. Floats it up and in with a right hand.
That was a nice take baseline there.
Strong finish.
There for Danielle Tyler.
Second bucket. 16-12, Mount Baker. Meridian the other way. Fitzgerald looking to unload. Give it off. That's Kyrin Baklund. Baklund loses the handle on the ball. Picked up by Jessica Soares. Excuse me, that's Stephanie Soares. Stephanie with the handle. Give it to Kylan Powell, who pulls up on the baseline. Powell, about a 12-foot hopper, too strong. Fight for the rebound. Meridian out of the pack with it. Whistle stops the action in the backcourt. Let's see what this is going to be. Ball was in the hands of Natalie Swanson. Danielle Tyler for Mount Baker will get called for the pushing foul.
Yeah, it's starting to get physical. Starting to get physical out on top and down low.
Jordan Latore, the 5'5" junior, will check in for Coach Kim Preston for Mount Baker. Trojans ball. Natalie Swanson dribbles inside midcourt. Over it goes right side. Elise Fitzgerald, it's not Elise, excuse me, that's Jolie Sitma. Sitma dribbles the ball off her foot, goes into the backcourt. Over and back violation, turn it over to Mount Baker. 4.5 in the first half, 16-12 Mount Baker, and the Mountaineers have the ball. Kylan Powell out beyond the arc, working that left-hand dribble. Quickly dispatched Jordan Latore. 18-foot hopper is no good. Latore gets the rebound. Her stick back won't go. Looks like a third opportunity. Instead, they'll kick it out on top. Kylan Powell has it. Backs, bumps, over it goes, right side. Yost, 18-foot jumper. That's not 18. That's over on the other side. Her foot was behind the line. McKenzie hit the three-pointer. Give her 6 points. 19-12. Mount Baker by 7. We're halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, second chance points there for Mount Baker. Can't let them have those.
Meridian the other way. Three-pointer, top of the key. Rattles off. No good. Kyrin Baklund. Mount Baker rebound. That's Jordan Latore. Hand it off to Danielle Tyler, and Danielle will jog it over midcourt, center of the floor. Tries a skip pass in the lane. Ball is loose, picked up. Tyler gets it back. Top of the key, Kylan Powell. Float it down low to Jessica Soares. Jessica kick it out. Yost, wing jumper right side. Hits every part of the iron and pops out. No good. Kylan Powell with the rebound. Stick back is up. Won't count, but she got fouled. Kylan Powell to the line for a pair for Mount Baker.
Yeah, Mount Baker's getting a lot of second chance points, or second chance opportunities, I should say. Meridian's really got to work on boxing out.
Kylan Powell for Mount Baker, the 5'11" sophomore. First free throw is up. Good. Kylan gets it to go. Her third point. Stephanie Soares in. Younger sister Jessica Soares out.
That's a nice luxury to have. Go from 6'4" to 6'6".
By the way, I'm mixing up my grades. Jessica is older. Stephanie is younger. The taller one is younger. No, I will not forget it again all season. Next free throw is missed. Here comes Meridian this way. 20-12. Mount Baker by 8. 3:13 to go. First half. Handling the ball for the Trojans is Kyrin Baklund. Floated on top. That's Emily Stuth. Stuth, back it goes. Baklund playing keep away with the dribble to Elise Fitzgerald at the three-point line. Put the dribble on the ground, and we'll have a reach-in foul against Mount Baker.
That looks like she traveled beforehand. That ball got stuck on her thigh.
Danielle Tyler will get called for the foul. She shared Brian's opinion because she bugged her eyes out at the ref. Like, you sure that wasn't a walk? Meridian will throw it in. 2:58 to go. First half, 20-12, Mount Baker. Kyrin Baklund for Meridian. Whistle stops the action. Looks like we're going to have a pushing foul against the Mountaineers. We are. Jordan Latore will get called for her first for the Mountaineers. Meridian will throw it in just off to our right. Elise Fitzgerald. Give it off now, Natalie Swanson. Swanson right side. Emily Stuth with the handle. Baseline right. High arcing three is up and good. Put that one in the score column for Kyrin Baklund.
That's her second three-pointer.
All 6 of her points. 20-15, Mount Baker by 5. On the give and go, give it back to Tyler. Danielle misses the layup. Rebound cleared by Mount Baker. They'll get another look. Elevating to the rack and laying it up and in. Well done by Kylan Powell. She's up to 5 points.
She's really impressed me. She's a great ball handler.
She's only a sophomore. Yeah. She was great as a freshman last year. 22-15, Mount Baker with the lead. Meridian the other way. Looks like we're going to have a reach-in foul on Mount Baker. We will. Mackenzie Yost will get called for her first. Meridian will throw it in under the hoop. Elise Fitzgerald will throw it in for the Trojans. Tipped away and stolen. Mount Baker ball. Here they come. Danielle Tyler down to the other end. Switches left hand. 2-foot jump stop in the lane, and she lays it up and in. Danielle Tyler is up to 6 points. 24-15. Mount Baker by 9. Minute 52 till halftime. Fitzgerald running in the lane for Meridian. High right-hander will not go. Rebound taken off by Baklund. Kyrin a couple dribbles to the rack. She'll lay it up and in. Baklund is up to 8 points.
She leads all scorers.
24-17, Mount Baker by 7. Minute and a half to go, first half. On the drive that time. Layup attempt is blocked. That was Danielle Tyler. The miss is grabbed by Haley Malone. Stick back won't go. Haley gets another opportunity, and she lays it up and in. Haley Malone lays it home. 26-17, Mount Baker by 9. A minute 11 to go till halftime. Meridian the other way. High arcing three left side. Boy, that was a bomb that time down by Baklund. It's off the rim, no good. Mount Baker rebound. They have the handle in the backcourt. Give it to Yost. Put it in the hands now of Danielle Tyler, running and gunning over midcourt. Skip it left side. Powell fakes the shot, drives past her defender, cuts to the rack and lays it up and in. Kyrin Powell continues to impress as this game goes on. She has 7.
That was a nice little up fake at the three-point line. Got her defender to bite, and she just drove baseline, laid it up and in.
28-17, Mount Baker by 11. 35 seconds in the first half. Meridian give it out on top. Three-pointer partially rejected off the hands of Jolie Sitma. The block by that time by Mackenzie Yost. Mount Baker can hold the ball for a final shot. Matter of fact, those are the orders of Coach Preston just off to our right. Danielle Tyler switches right to left-hand dribble. Hit the cutter down low. Step to the rack. Layup attempt is missed by Mackenzie Yost. Rebound grab by Stephanie Soares. Whistle will stop the action with 8 seconds left to go. And it looks like either an offensive foul or a travel against Mount Baker.
Must have been a travel.
Yep, they'll call a walk. Meridian has it back. They have 8 seconds to come the length of the floor. Kyrin Baklund over midcourt. Kills the dribble. Loses the ball. 2 seconds, one. Stolen by Powell. Lead pass to Tyler. Can't get the layup away before the horn sounds. And we are at halftime here in Deming. The Mount Baker Mountaineers, 14-1, ranked number 9 in the state, and they are up by 11 here at the break. Mount Baker 28, Meridian 17. We'll take a timeout, come back, recap the first half in a moment on KGMI and KGMI.com.
The halftime show starts now here on KGMI, News Talk 790 and KGMI.com.
Folks, back here at Mount Baker High School, Mark Skolton along with Brian Vanderpaul. Here at the break in Deming, the Mount Baker girls with that 14-1 record and number 9 state ranking, they lead Meridian. It's 28-17. Mount Baker, as you might guess, from a team ranked so high, great balance. They have 5 players in the score column. Kyrin Powell leads the way with 7. Kyrin Baklund has a game-high 8 for Meridian. Brian, we thought this might be maybe a little more evenly matched, but still a lot of good athletes out there tonight.
Yeah, Mount Baker really pulled away in the second quarter there. They were only up by 1 point at the end of one. But, man, you can actually see why they are so highly touted right now. They spread the ball around. They have some really good scorers, and they have some great defenders down inside.
Mount Baker was ahead 11-10 after the first. They outscore Meridian 17-7 in the second. That's how you get this 11-point margin. Mount Baker out in front of Meridian. It's 28-17. Baker High School, Mark Skolton along with Brian Vanderpaul, Steve Remo, Sam Moppin, our in-studio producers at halftime. 28-17, Mount Baker out in front of Meridian. Let's get the second half underway. Brought to you on KGMI by Northwest Propane. Locally owned and operated for over 3 generations. Personalized service is the cornerstone of their business at Northwest Propane. Meridian in the road blacks. They have the ball. Zapian handling. Loop it out on top now. That's Kiana Gray. Gray back to Zapian, who fakes the three-point shot. Riley hasn't scored in this game. Her up and under layup attempt is no good, but it got swatted out of bounds. Stephanie Soares gets a hand on it, so Meridian will throw it in again. Zapian looking to throw it in. Skip it in bounds right side to Kyrin Baklund. Baklund baseline hopper is going to be too strong. Fight for the loose ball, goes out of bounds. Let's see who touched it last.
Yeah, Meridian will get the ball back again.
They will. Riley Zapian triggers the inbound. Ball gets loose again for the third time in a row.
Another Mount Baker player.
Yep.
Meridian will have it again.
The long arms of Stephanie Soares. He's making contact there. Haley Malone for Mount Baker. Gets reminded nicely to tuck in her shirt by our referee. Haley will oblige. Meridian will throw it in. Did Zapian just travel on the baseline? Nope, but they did get a 5-second violation.
She did travel on the baseline and got a 5-second
Pick your favorite foul right there. Mount Baker will get it back. Here they come. 28-17 Mountaineers. Danielle Tyler working left side with the dribble. Give it to Stephanie Soares on top. Stephanie elevates to the rack and lays it up and in. I exaggerate only slightly when I say it looked like Stephanie could have slammed that one with her right hand. At 6'6", she has 7. 30-17 Mountaineers. Meridian the other way. Kyrin Baklund out on top, has it tipped and it's stolen. Danielle Tyler rips it off for Mount Baker. Comes down to the other end and lays it up and in. Danielle Tyler gets it to go. She has 8 to lead Mount Baker. 32-17. Suddenly the Mounties are up by 15 big ones. Meridian playing keep away at the other end. Kiana Gray in the far corner. Skip it out on top. That's Emily Stuth. Stuth, back it goes. Riley Zapien hit the cutter. Left hand layup is up and good. Kyrin Baklund. Baklund is up to 10 points. The only thing better than the finish there was the pass by Zapien to set her up. 32-19. Mount Baker by 13. High post pass. They throw it down low to big 6'6" Stephanie Soares. Ball is loose. It's grabbed. It'll be laid up and in by Haley Malone.
A little give and go action there. Easy deuce.
Haley up to 6 points. 34-19 Mount Baker. Meridian the other way. Kiana Gray, that is, in the far corner. Give it off. Elise Fitzgerald cutting into the paint. High running one-hander is up and good. Fitzgerald gets it to go. Elise has 7 points. 34-21 Mount Baker by 13.
That's one way to keep it away from the big girls down low is just send it up really high, a little teardrop runner.
Mount Baker. Haley Malone tries a skip pass to Stephanie Soares. Only problem being you don't throw the 6'6" girl an ankle-high skip pass. Ball gets past her and out of bounds. Turn it over. Meridian has it.
I've noticed that a couple of times. They don't really throw it up to the big girls. A lot of bounce passes to try to get it inside.
Riley Zapien brings it over midcourt for Meridian. Emily Stu, three-point range, right side. Near side now. Elise Fitzgerald. Put the ball in the hands of Taryn Tutterow. Taryn, one dribble and done. Back it goes to Zapien with the court pass. Riley drives baseline, leave it off. Kiana Gray. Baseline jumper is up and good. Kiana Gray gets it to go. Give her 6 points.
That was a nice job by Zapien. Little up fake. Drew the defenders. Left a person wide open.
34-23. Mount Baker the other way. Mackenzie Yost circling down low with the dribble. Goes up for the layup. It's no good, but Mackenzie gets fouled. And Yost, with 6 points in this game, will go to the line. 5:07 to go in the third. Mount Baker by 11, 34-23. First free throw is up and swish. Counted for Mackenzie Yost. Mackenzie, the 5'11" junior for Coach Kim Preston. Looks like Kylan Powell will check in at the next dead ball here for the Mountaineers. Free throw is up and good. Count that one for Yost. Point number 8 for Mackenzie. She will check out as Kylan Powell comes in. 35-24, 36-24. They'll make the necessary adjustment. Okay, some of the fans behind us were saying they gave the points to the wrong team, and they must have because they changed them both. 36-23, Mount Baker. 5 minutes to go in the third, and it's Meridian ball. Kyrin Baklund float it down low. That's Elise Fitzgerald. Kick it out on top. Zapien alone for a three. Riley will let fly front rim and off. No good. Baklund, the rebound. Stick back is good. Counted, and she's fouled for Kyrin Baklund of Meridian with 4:47 to go. Third quarter. Pull them to within 11, and the free throw here could pull them to within 10.
Yeah, Jessica Soares picked up the foul there.
Baklund up to 12. See if she can add to it right here. Free throws up. It's off the back rim. No good. Mount Baker rebound. Taken by Haley Malone. The little point guard will keep it herself. Here she comes on the dead run over midcourt. Blows by everybody. Misses the layup, but a reach-in foul. Zapien was in the vicinity. Will it be her? Nope. It'll be Taryn Tutterow. Taryn Tutterow will get called for the hack. 4:41 to go in the third. Mount Baker 36. Meridian 25. Haley Malone to the line for the Mounties. First free throw is up and good. Point number 7 for Haley. Malone pounds that dribble into the ground. Next shot is up. Swish. Haley gets it to go. Give her 8 points.
It's now 3 players for Mount Baker, all sitting at 8.
I was going to say 5 players have scored. They all have either 7 or 8 for Mount Baker. 38-25. Meridian down by 13. Zapian has the ball out beyond the arc left side. Put the dribble on the ground, switch to the left hand, layup too strong. Rebound, Kiana Gray loses the handle now. Zapian gets it back, baseline jumper, rimming short, no good. Fight for the rebound, ball goes out of bounds. Who touched it last? Looks like Kiana Gray got a hand on it for Mount Baker. I beg your pardon, for Meridian. And I am wrong.
that was
Trojans have the
Stephanie
ball.
Soares that got it.
Taryn Tutterow will throw it in.
Try to.
Swatted back in her face by guess who? 6'6" Stephanie Soares.
Must have hit her while she was standing out of bounds.
Looks like it did, and Mount Baker will get it back just that quick. Haley Malone over midcourt. The hard push with the right hand. Float it down low, ball is rejected, and it's going to be stolen. Kyrin Baklund has it for Meridian. Baklund give it off, Riley Zapian. Riley over midcourt, return it to Baklund. 3-point range on the left wing, right in front of us. More than halfway through the third quarter now, 38-25. Mount Baker, and Meridian throws it away. Kiana Gray tried to feather that low post pass down there to Elise Fitzgerald over her head and out of bounds. Give it right back to the Mountaineers.
Right as she let go of that pass,
see her face go blank?
And she put her face into her hands because she knew it was long.
Mountaineers by 13, and here they come. Danielle Tyler brings it ahead, switches left hand, blows past everybody, loses the ball. She forgot the ball. Long lead pass for Meridian up the floor. Kiana Gray catches, 2-foot jump stop, and she'll lay it up and in. Kiana Gray is up to 8 points in this contest for Meridian. 38-27. Mountaineers, 3:23 to go in the third. Stephanie Soares begins the drive. Handed off now. Kylan Powell over here on the near wing. Kylan back down low. It goes to Soares. Shot is up. It's no good. Wouldn't have counted anyway. They're going to call an offensive charging foul against Stephanie Soares. Give it to Meridian. Only the first foul tonight by big Stephanie Soares. Great body control by that young lady. 6'6". 3:10 to go, third quarter. 38-27. Mount Baker here on their home floor, leading Meridian. Trojans throw a long lead pass in the corner. Baklund will kick it out on top. That's Riley Zapian again. Riley float it down low. Kiana Gray. Kick it out. Fitzgerald, three-pointer, about a 28-footer straight away off the rim. No good. Kylan Powell, the rebound for Mount Baker. She'll keep it herself. The super sophomore, and now will hit the trailer. Haley Malone, and Haley will walk it across. The voice of Coach Kim Preston shouting out instructions just off to our right. Powell give it to Soares at the free throw line. Return it now, Kylan Powell. Left side, Danielle Tyler on the baseline. Hook pass down low, Kylan Powell switches right hand and lays it up and in. Nice pass, strong finish. Powell's up to 9, 40-27. Mount Baker by 13, 2:17 to go third quarter.
That was a nice power move by Powell. One dribble to the rack.
Elise Fitzgerald give it off now. That's Kyrin Baklund who drives in, misses the shot. Rebound is grabbed and stuck back up and in. First hoop of the night for Riley Zapian. Zapian gets it to go. 2 minutes to go in the third. Mount Baker by 11. It's 40-29. Hit the cutter down low, Yost. McKenzie playing keep away with the dribble. Kick it out on top. Three-pointer straight away off the rim. No good. Shot attempt that time by Danielle Tyler, and it looks like
foul on Meridian.
It is.
Oh, wait. No, it was on Baker. Jessica Soares picks it up.
It is. Jessica just picked up her third, so she will check out. Danielle Tyler out as well. 1:49 in the third. 40-29. Mount Baker. Meridian ball. They'll throw it in. In it comes now. It's Kiana Gray. Near side, Zapian. Riley off to Swanson, back to Gray, out high between the rings with 1:36 to go in the third. Mount Baker by 11. Driving baseline, the layup attempt is up and good. Count that one for Kyrin Baklund.
She's up to 14 now.
Kyrin, your game high score. Nobody else in double figures. A lot of 7s, 8s, and 9s. Kylan Powell the other way for Mount Baker, dribbling down to the other end. Ball gets tipped out of bounds. They will say that Kyrin Baklund gets a hand on it for Meridian.
Yeah, Meridian fans are not happy. Yeah, it looked like Powell dribbled it off her foot.
Maybe you can hear Coach Gilmore of Meridian off to our left arguing his case, but the call will stand. Throw it in high. Stephanie Soares catches. Kick it out for a baseline jumper that is up and good. Foot on the line, so it's a 2 for Mackenzie Yost. Yost has 10, 42-31, Mount Baker by 11. Meridian this way. Lead pass. Zapian near side. Kick it off. Elise Fitzgerald. Out to Zapian. Final minute now, the third quarter. Meridian down 11. Zapian blows by everybody and lays it up and in. Riley has back-to-back buckets the last couple minutes. Her first 4 points, 42-33. Baker by 9, 45 seconds to go in the third. Haley Malone brings it ahead. Lead pass for Mount Baker into the hands of Mackenzie Yost, pulling up on the baseline. Give it off for a left-hander that is up and good. That is Brianna Hesick with her first hoop of this game. Good look by Brianna. Nice touch from the baseline. 44-33, Mount Baker by 11. Final half minute of this third quarter. Zapian out beyond the arc. Riley drives, dribbles it off her foot, and out of bounds. Turn it over. Mount Baker will get it back. 20 seconds in the third quarter. 44-33, Mount Baker. Mountaineers have it, and here they come over midcourt. Looks like we're going to have a double dribble call. We are. Haley Malone will get called for it for Mount Baker. 14 seconds to go in the third. Trojans will throw it in at midcourt. Zapian handed off now. Elise Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald back to Zapian beyond the arc. Hit the cutter. Fitzgerald one dribble to the rack. Misses the shot. 5 seconds in the quarter. Soares the rebound for Mount Baker. Long lead outlet pass stolen by Zapian. 60-foot heave at the horn is wide left. And we have 3 quarters in the books here at the home of the Mount Baker Mountaineers. And it's the Mounties up by 11 at the end of 3. Mount Baker 44, Meridian 33. We'll take a timeout. Come back for the fourth quarter run in a moment on KGMI and KGMI.com. Folks, we are back here on a Monday night in Deming, Mount Baker High School. Mark Skolton along with Brian Vanderpool. Mount Baker girls will inbound at midcourt right across the way from us. 44-33, the Mountaineers out in front of the visiting Meridian Trojans. Haley Malone will walk it over midcourt. Excuse me, that's Danielle Tyler. Tyler, give it off at the high post. Unload in the corner. Yost baseline jumper off the rim, no good. Stephanie Soares, the recovery. Her stick back won't go. Loses the handle on the ball. It's stolen by Zapian of Meridian. Long lead pass to Fitzgerald is going to be stolen by, again, those long arms of Stephanie Soares. Back to Mount Baker. Give it off now. Danielle Tyler was running. Coach Preston says slow it down, so Danielle will walk it over midcourt at the high post. Soares. Stephanie catches. Turnaround hopper. Swirls off. No good. Kiana Gray fighting for the rebound. Gets the ball for Meridian. Has it knocked loose from behind. Let's see who touched it last. Looks like Gray got her hand on it before it went out of bounds. So Mount Baker ball just off to our right. Kylan Powell off the inbound. Get it to Haley Malone, top of the key. Haley loses the handle. Stolen. Zapian has it for Meridian. Riley down to the other end. Skip pass, hit the cutter, and it's stolen. Kylan Powell is there to rip it off for Mount Baker. 7:04 to go in the game. Mount Baker has the ball. They're up by 11. It's 44-33. Dribbling down low, that's Danielle Tyler. Tries a hook pass, which is going to be grabbed and laid up and in rather easily by Stephanie Soares. Nobody near her. Stephanie's up to 9 points. Margin is 13, 46-33. And it looks like for Meridian, Coach Mark Gilmore wants a timeout, and he does. We'll take a break with 6:45 left to go in the game. Mount Baker 46, Meridian 33. We'll take a timeout and come right back on KGMI and KGMI.com. For Mount Baker, Mackenzie Yost will throw it in. Nope, they'll switch it. It's Meridian ball. Riley Zapian will throw it in right in front of us here at Broadcast Central. Riley heard us say that and started laughing. Good job, Riley. Here comes Meridian, 46-33. Trojans down 13. They have the handle. Kyrin Baklund out beyond the arc. Hit the cutter now. That's Elise Fitzgerald. Kick it out. Zapian fakes the right wing jumper. Back to Fitzgerald. Shot clock down to 3. Who's going to get a look? Oh, Mount Baker steals it before they can get that shot up. Kylan Powell down to the other end. Hit the cutter. Yost takes one step to the rack and lays it up and in. Mackenzie Yost gets it to go. She has 12. Whistle stops the action. And we have an upset Meridian coach on our hands. And Coach Gilmore is going to call another timeout. Folks, we'll take a break. 6:12 left to go in this one. Mount Baker 48, Meridian 33. Another timeout and coming right back on KGMI.
Go defense, ready? Go offense. All right. Here for it. Cheer them on, right?
And the Trojans are going to throw it away. No, it's saved in bounds. Good hustle over there by Elise Fitzgerald. 5:54 in the game. Mount Baker by 15, 48-33. Shot from the top of the key, rejected by that lady again. 6'6" Stephanie Soares gets a hand on it.
That's her fourth block of the night.
Impressive. Mount Baker the other way. Haley Malone out beyond the arc. Float it down low. Soares gets it. Couple dribbles. She'll lay it up and in. That is Jessica Soares getting her first hoop. Jessica and Stephanie both out there at the same time. Riley Zapian over midcourt with the left-hand dribble for Meridian. Here they come the other way. Elise Fitzgerald, 5:20 in the game. Mount Baker, biggest lead. They're up by 17. Kick it out, three-pointer left side, partially rejected. Getting a hand on it that time was Yost. Meridian steals it back. Trojans have the ball. That's Kyrin Baklund. Baklund drives baseline, put it in the hands now of Natalie Swanson, and a whistle stops the action. We'll see what this is. Emily Stuth back in for Meridian. Trojans ball. 5:05 in the game. Mount Baker a healthy lead. They're up by 17. It's 50-33. Meridian throws the inbound. Shot is immediately rejected by Stephanie Soares.
And a shot clock violation.
Yep. You get the one chance. You get that one swatted back in your face. Possession to Mount Baker. 4:55 left. Mount Baker by 17. Tyler brings it down. Give it to Stephanie Soares on the baseline. Shot is up, partially rejected. Ball is loose, and it's going to be grabbed off. Fitzgerald has it for Meridian. Elise throws a long lead pass. Give it off for a left-hand layup. That is up and good by Kyrin Baklund. I got to tell you, Kyrin Baklund has been as impressive as anyone on this floor tonight.
Yeah, 16 points.
Yep. 50-35. Mount Baker by 15 with 4.5 minutes to go. Mount Baker dribble. Give it off at the high post. That's Stephanie Soares. Stephanie down low it goes. Touch pass. Kylan Powell cuts into the paint. Misses the shot, but it looked like Kylan got fouled. Yep, Kylan Powell will go to the line. With 4:23 left to go, Mount Baker by 15 big ones.
I just realized Kylan Powell is just a sophomore.
Kylan Powell again buries this one. Double figures with 10 now.
She just looks like a ball player.
I had much the same recognition a year ago when I realized she was just a freshman. Next shot is up and good. Count that one for Powell. Kylan is up to 11 points. 52-35. Mount Baker by 17. Meridian this way with 4:16 to go. Three-pointer, right side. Baklund off the rim, no good. Jessica Soares the rebound. Hit the trailer. Stephanie Soares one dribble to the rack. Finishes strong, but did she foul? Did she charge? Yes, she did. Stephanie Soares thought that looked a little too easy. You can't quite hit that hard. Stephanie finished with the layup, but she had to steamroll somebody to get there. It's a charge and will be her second foul. Meridian the other way. Zapian takes the inbound. Here comes Riley over midcourt right in front of us. 4 minutes left to go in the game. Zapian down to the other end, drives the distance and lays it in left-handed. Riley is up to 6 points with 3:51 left, Ryan.
She was held scoreless in the first half, but got a quick 6 here.
Mount Baker the other way. Soares handed off now with the handle. That's Jordan Latore. Latore down low to Soares. That is Jessica throwing to Stephanie, whose turnaround hopper is off the rim. No good. Soares is everywhere. Meridian with the recovery. Kyrin Baklund. Hit the trailer. Fitzgerald. High arcing three off the rim. No good. Mount Baker gets it back on the rebound. Put it in the hands of Danielle Tyler with 3:20 left to go. Mount Baker by 15. Pull up on the baseline. Ball is loose. Grabbed and stuck back up and in. That's Jessica Soares getting her second hoop of the night. 54-37. Lead is 17, as big as it's been for the Mountaineers tonight. Mount Baker 14-1, ranked number 9 in the state, and they're starting to turn it on. Meridian Riley Zapian blows past her defender and lays it up and in. Her fourth hoop, all in this second half. 54-39. Mount Baker the other way. Nobody's going to slow down Danielle Tyler. Finally, they will stop her down there right in front of the bucket. Kick it out on the right wing. Stephanie Soares, touch pass. Kylan Powell, wing jumper left side, rimming short, no good. Fight for the rebound. Zapian has it for Meridian. Riley over midcourt. Throws a long lead pass that's going to be grabbed. That's Kyrin Baklund and her game-high 16 points, but it looks like a reach-in foul will be called. Stop the clock with 2:32 to go.
Looks like Danielle Tyler will pick up the foul.
Tyler just picked up her third. She will check out.
There's a loose ball on the baseline. Tyler went for it, and I think she got the worst for wear on that. She ended up on her backside.
A football collision. Meridian will throw it in right under their own hoop. Taryn Tutterow back in the game. Will do the honors this time. Give it off for a runner on the right side. No good. Elise Fitzgerald ball goes out of bounds.
Meridian ball?
Yep. Meridian will get it. Forgive me, I missed which Mountaineer it was off of, but Meridian will throw it in right under their own hoop. 2:27 left, floated in. Taryn Tutterow out on top. Hook pass right side, three-pointer from the right angle. Fitzgerald off the rim, no good. Fight for the rebound. Went off the hands of Kiana Gray trying to clear the rebound. And it looks like Coach Preston of Mount Baker wants a timeout. She does. We'll take a break with 2:20 left to go in this one. Mount Baker in charge. They lead Meridian 54-39. And we're coming right back on KGMI and KGMI.com. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in this one. Mount Baker 54, Meridian 39. Taking me back to my 80s youth. The band playing for the final countdown by Europe, just off to our right. How nice. Mount Baker ball, and here they come. Danielle Tyler walks it over midcourt, hit the trailer. Kylan Powell float it down low. That is Jessica Soares clearing it. Misses the shot, gets her own rebound. Stick back won't go. Third opportunity is up and good. Count that one for Mackenzie Yost.
She extends her game high to 14 now, or her team high to 40.
Just under 2 minutes. Meridian has the ball. They're down 56-39. Enter it down low, rolling to the rack. Missing the layup a little bit too strong that time was Jolie Sitma in for another stint in this one. Mount Baker rebound, and here they come. Haley Malone the other way. Hit the cutter. Jessica Soares puts the dribble on the ground. Tipped and stolen. Baklund has it for Meridian. Kyrin down to the other end. Running 12-footer straight away in the paint. Up and good. Here's your game-high score. Kyrin Baklund has 18. 56-41. Mount Baker by 15. 1:22 to go. Mountaineers the other way. Here they come. Brianna Hesick with the dribble at long range. In the paint it goes. Jessica Soares. Jessica gets roughed up from behind, and it looks like Kiana Gray will get called for this one. She will.
Yeah, Kiana Gray has been battling down low. I think that was just a little bit of a frustration.
It's a full night's work when you try to play this front line for Mount Baker. 1:11 in the game. Mounties by 15. In it comes Hesick, baseline near side. Guarded by Taryn Tutterow. Out it comes. Haley Malone almost all the way to midcourt. 1 minute in the game. Mount Baker just playing keep away up by 15. We'll have a reach-in foul on Meridian. It looks like it's going to be on Kyrin Baklund. It will be. 2 fouls on Baklund, who leads all scorers in this game with 18. Mount Baker off the inbound. Mackenzie Yost leads the Mounties with 14. Back it goes now. Haley Malone. 45 seconds in the game. Mount Baker just playing keep away for the final 45, up by 15 big ones. Kick it out on top with the handle. It's Haley Malone. Hit the cutter down low. Yost takes one step to the rack, gets fouled. Shot was no good, and Mackenzie will go to the line again with that 14-point count. See if she can add to it here with the clock stop. 33 seconds left to go. Mackenzie Yost to the line. First free throw is up and off the back rim. No good. Good show tonight by these Mount Baker Mountaineers. 14-1 record, number 9 state ranking, and they looked it most of the night. Next shot is up, rattles and falls. Counted for Mackenzie, give her 15 points. Final 30 seconds. Meridian down by 16. Here they come. Long three-point jumper from the right angle. Kyrin Baklund off the rim, no good. Rebound is grabbed. Kiana Gray is right there to stick it back up and in. Kiana will get to double figures for her night's work. She's up to 10. 15 seconds left. Just a matter now what the final will be. Dribbling it over midcourt. That's Kylan Powell for Mount Baker. She'll get tied up. Quick hands by Elise Fitzgerald for Meridian. Trojan ball with 6.8 seconds to go. Mount Baker got caught a little bit off guard that time. They thought the festivities were largely over. Fitzgerald takes the inbound for Meridian. 2 seconds, one. Runner in the lane is up. It's off the rim, no good. And we have a final score here in Deming tonight. The Mount Baker girls, number 9 in the state, improved their record to 15-1. They beat the Meridian Trojans. It's Mount Baker 57, Meridian 43. We'll take a timeout, come back, recap this one in a moment on KGMI and KGMI.com. Folks, we're back here at Mount Baker High School. It's Mark Skolton along with you, and the Mount Baker girls get it done here tonight. They beat the visiting Meridian Trojans 57-43. We're joined over here by victorious coach Kim Preston. Kim, what were you most happy about with the way your girls got it done in this one?
Defense. We definitely won a defensive battle, and I've never been a part of a team that every single player's bought into playing tough defense, and no one's worried about their offensive stat line. They all want rebounds. They all want steals, so it's pretty fun.
Coach, I'm a little bit rattled by what you just said. Are you being serious about your team? Nobody cares about points. It's all the defensive and the non-glamorous stuff. Is that really where their priorities are?
You look at our stat line,
Wow.
and the points are like 10, 9, 8, 9, 10. I mean, they just share the ball. Offense is coming naturally to them, and defense is really where they're putting in their time and effort.
Coach, Mackenzie Yost goes for 15 in this one. Tell us about the night that Mackenzie had for you out there.
Mackenzie just cleaned up the boards. She absolutely was in there rebounding hard. I mean, I don't know how many exactly offensive rebounds she had, but I bet half of her points were doing the dirty work.
Coach, what about Kyrin Powell? I remember last year being surprised she was a freshman, and now I got caught off guard again tonight that she's only a sophomore. Kyrin does a lot of stuff for you, doesn't she?
Kai does a lot of stuff, and most importantly, she works really hard, and she bounces back really quick after mistakes. You know, she's a young kid, and so she's still a bit of a learning curve for her, but she just reacts so quickly, and is defensively she's tough for us, and offensively she's done a really good job too.
Coach, what does balance mean for the Mountaineers? You had 5 between 8 and 15 tonight. Coaches will take that pretty much any time, right?
Absolutely. You know, on any given night, it's hard for teams to decide who to key on, and then as soon as they key on someone else steps up. So it's pretty fun to be around.
Coach, do you describe this one as a step forward with this win here tonight?
Definitely. You know, especially winning against the 1As. We have a very tough 1A teams in our league in the Northwest Conference, and so anytime that we can get a win against the 1As is huge.
Coach, good win out there tonight. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, thanks.
Folks, that is Coach Kim Preston of the Mount Baker girls. Again, we get it done here at their place tonight. Mount Baker beats Meridian, final of 57-43. We'll take a timeout, come back, look at some of the numbers of this one in a moment on KGMI and KGMI.com. And folks, we're back here at Mount Baker High School. It's Mark Skolton along with Brian Vanderpool, and it is a final. The Mounties just one loss on the year, a number 9 state ranking, and they lived up to the hype tonight here on their home floor. They beat visiting Meridian 57-43. Let's take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Mountaineers, led by the 15 points of Mackenzie Yost, 11 for Kyrin Powell. Then we hear about some of this great balance here. Stephanie Soares with 9, Haley Malone with 8, Danielle Tyler with 8, Jessica Soares goes for 4, and Brianna Hesick gets 2 in this contest. Meridian led by the game-high 18 points of Kyrin Baklund. Kyrin, the 5'8" junior, again, as effective as anybody out there tonight with those 18 points. After that, it's 10 for Kiana Gray, 8 for Riley Zapian, and 7 for Elise Fitzgerald. Mount Baker was ahead 11-10 after the first, 28-17 at halftime, 44-33 through 3, and they open it up to a 14-point final margin. Mount Baker 57, Meridian 43. Folks, we'll take a timeout, come back, put a wrap on things from Mount Baker High in a moment on KGMI and KGMI.com. Girls get it done by 14 tonight, 57-43 over the Meridian Trojans. Brian, we were going to be interested to see what we did see coming into this one tonight with Meridian, no pushover, 11-4, 6-2. Mount Baker in charge most of the way. It was a 1-point game after the first, but the Mounties turned it on from there and up by double figures most of the rest of the way.
Yeah, you actually saw quite a bit of the height coming into playing a factor for Mount Baker. The Meridian Trojans had to really work the ball outside, and we were settling for some three-point shots that probably were a little questionable in the shot selection. But that's why the Meridian or the Mount Baker girls are ranked number 9 in the state.
And again, that record improves to 15-1, 9-0 in conference play. Mounties do it by 14 tonight, folks. We will remind you another game coming up tomorrow after the 1A girls tonight. We will have the 2A boys coming up tomorrow, and this one could be an absolute gem. The Bellingham Red Raiders play host to the Anacortes Seahawks. As recently as a couple weeks ago, Anacortes was some people's number 1 team in the state in Class 2A. Bellingham, a couple losses of late, but again, they had been on top of the Northwest Conference. Bellingham hosting Anacortes. It's over on AM 1170, KPUG, 7 o'clock pregame show, 7:15 tip tomorrow night. Certainly hope to have you tuned in. Brian, some closing thoughts on this one. Mount Baker, it looks about right. They looked about 14 points better tonight, and they earned it.
Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, not only were we were praising the big girls, the Soares sisters, early in the contest, but it really came down to some of the role players. The Kyrin Powell with 11 points and Mackenzie Yost putting up the team high 14 points. They have a good team, and as the season is closing down towards the end of the season, they're really starting to come together, but it's going to be fun to see them down the stretch.
Folks, the Mount Baker girls get it done tonight. They beat visiting Meridian 57-43. For in-studio producers Steve Remo and Sam Moppin, broadcast partner Brian Vanderpaul, it's Mark Skolton saying so long, everyone, from Deming.